Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Seams. So essentially I wanted to take the time to talk about something that has been affecting pretty much everyone that I've ever talked to in my life, including myself, and this is anxiety. And anxiety is huge. I feel like every single person that I've ever talked to has this issue of, either clinically diagnosed or otherwise anxiousness on even like a day-to-day level. And the way that we work on combating anxiety is, well, ultimately, by realizing that we have it, right? That's the first step. And when we know that we have it, what are the necessary steps that we can take on an internal level, right? So like not depending on any externality, so not depending on any drug, on any vice, on any person, on anything to satiate ourselves and to stop this anxious behavior. So yesterday I was at the gym. And I took pre-workout, which, if you know, spikes up your energy levels a lot. It also can affect you negatively if you have anxiety, as it did for me. So what it did is by the end of my workout, my heart rate skyrocketed and I was feeling extremely nervous for no reason. It was a physical reaction. I didn't have any mental qualm or anything like that was going on in my life. I just felt very, very nervous for no reason. And my friend was like, what's going on? Why do you feel this way? And I chalked it up to, okay, this pre-workout had affected my anxiety on a large scale. And any single thought that I would be thinking now would be ridden with anxiousness and negativity. And ultimately, I was just very paralyzed. I couldn't even talk properly. I was not emotional. I was robotic. And I was honestly just struggling a lot on a very physical and mental level. So my friend was like, what should we do? What is going to help you? What do you think we can do to detract from this or to fix this? And I said, literally nothing. It just has to go away on its own, and I don't think there's anything that can help me right now. It's just time that is necessary. And when I was talking about potential outlets, I just thought to myself, all of these things that could potentially help me, right? So like, honestly, like sleeping pills and whatnot, they're external. They're external vices. No matter what it is, it's an external vice. And it's very, very hard, especially in our society today, to really attack anxiety from the inside on an internal level, to solve anxiety without needing any sort of externality. And this is what I found out. As I was breathing deeply, I came to the realization that breathing is a very internal tactic. And anxiety, though it manifests in the physical, begins on an internal level, right? With the nervous system, with the limbic system. But even though anxiety, when it affects us, begins there, it is triggered by external factors. Nobody is born anxious. Nobody comes out of the womb and is like, okay, like, gotta go, like, I'm very stressed. Like, what? And so I was breathing and I was thinking, okay, anxiety is caused by external factors, in this case the pre-workout. So what do I need to do in order to combat this? Well, rather than focusing my attention externally, right, on external factors, I need to focus my attention at the place where the anxiety is hurting me, so internally. I need to focus inward. And what is breathing? It's an internal tactic that relays outwardly onto the physical. And so what it actually does is it trains your mind into thinking that everything is okay, because we have the time and we have the ability to breathe deeply, right? The flight or fight response is kind of delayed, even for a moment. And so in this way, I figured out what it is that one can do without any external factors in order to satiate their anxiety on an inward level. The first thing you want to do is you want to isolate yourself. Again, no externalities, no external factors or distractions. Anything that comes now into your frame of mind can potentially trigger you into your anxiety building. The second thing to do is to breathe. Again, it is affecting you on an internal level. The limbic system, the nervous system, and the way that the heart moves is all predominantly directed by the breath. They operate in conjunction with each other, but the breath is the one thing that we can control, and so we must use it to our full advantage. The third thing that I discovered is the practice of, I call it flash meditation. So if you are in a public area, or if you are somewhere that you cannot actually sit down to meditate, and just in general if you don't have the time to meditate, what you can do is meditate in a way that is fast. So you close your eyes And when you close your eyes, you are shielding yourself again from the external world. There are no external distractions. And we exist for this moment in this space of time in complete darkness. And we realize that nothing around us exists unless we allow it to be, ever. At the end of the day, everything that we see from a visual perspective is registered into our minds because we allow it to be, because we are looking at that thing, because we are experiencing this experience. And it is in our control to pick and choose which experiences we want to allow into our space of mind. So knowing this, knowing that we create our own experiences, even the things we choose to see visually, we can conclude that it's not just visual. Virtually everything that we experience is up to us, because the way we perceive information is what is in our control. And whether we allow this to be as a result of our emotional habits and our emotions, or our rational thoughts and our rational thought patterns, right? Either one is fine. Ultimately, it should be a very directed mix of the two that you have, worked on over time into training your mind to think in this one sort of beneficial way. So regardless of how we perceive situations, we understand that it is in our control. And because it is in our control, we can change it. It's the mental realization. We did the internal work, we did the breathing, we closed our eyes, we did the flash meditation. That is the ointment applied on top of the wound. Now we do the physical. What do we do in the physical? What type of band-aid do we put on top of this wound to seal it? Well, because anxiety is a physical reaction to external stimuli, right? And because it affects us on an internal level, and it's a physical reaction, right? It seems mental, but the two are interchangeable. And because the two are interchangeable, we need the ointment and we need the band-aid. So the band-aid is actually manipulating your body into a position that allows it to protect itself. It allows you to experience comfort in a way that is necessary on a physical scale. The second band-aid or physical technique is words of affirmation. When we think a thought, that thought has power. And because it has power, it has energy. It has energy to influence our lives in the sense that it has the potential to influence the way we think in the present moment, as well as the way we will think in future moments, right? And this is what creates thought patterns. And when we actually speak kindly to ourselves, and when we think kindly towards ourselves in a way that is patient, as if we were taking care of a child that was sick, we heal ourselves from the inside out. So these words of affirmation can be completely unrelated to the anxiety that's occurring, right? We don't want to even think about that. So they can be, I'm great. I'm doing so great. Everything in my life right now is exactly where it should be. I'm going to be fine, right? I'm going to be okay at the end of the day. It's just my mind attacking itself, and it's a result of my ego. And so I need to stop feeding that monster and realize that I actually am, the eternal, the soul, and that I will be okay, because nothing is worth getting this upset or stressed over. Nothing. Nothing is worth compromising my energy, the precious energy that I am made of. We have carbon atoms in our fingernails. Nothing is worth compromising our emotional security. Ever. Ever. We should be so sure of ourselves because of the way that we have come to evolve as being like the most highly intelligent of species. So we say to ourselves, I don't deserve to allow myself to feel this way. I just simply don't need it. I just simply don't deserve it. And so I'm going to change that. We say to ourselves, no external temporary factor is going to influence or upset the eternal energy that is me. No temporary external factor is going to change the way I see my beautiful self and my beautiful life right now. Words have the power to change lives. Words have the power to change circumstances, to change people, to change lives. The power of the voice is the strongest asset that we have as human beings, because in this way, when we directly communicate, we communicate energy in the best way that we know how to on a physical level. We inspire, we instruct, we create ample amounts of change when we speak. And that's why similarly it's very, very important to monitor the thoughts that we have, because thoughts, just like speech, are energy. You can hear the thoughts that you generate, right? There is some speech involved on a consciousness scale. So we have to account for that in all regards. That is the nature of combating anxiety. And when we learn to wean ourselves off of these external reliances, right, that can potentially not be there sometimes, our minds become stronger and innately we become independent from all external factors. This process of being reliant on yourself to take care of your own anxiety on a mental level can actually prevent you from having more episodes of anxiety in the future, because the external factors won't seem so debilitating, they won't seem so scary, and that monster won't be so hungry anymore. So keep doing this to avoid relying on external factors to calm your anxiety, whether it be medicine, people, or the like, because everything except our conscious selves and our soul evolution, everything else is temporary. And so that means everything else has the power to disappear one day. So it's important that we develop this mental strength on our own, especially to care for our minds such that we won't have more episodes like this in the future. So thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what it is, you know what I like, you know what I do. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Nothing feels better than this.